In any ultra competitive and high stakes venture, confidence, bordering on hubris and egoism, is a prime requisite. When everything is out to tear you down, destroy what you've built, you've got to have almost an unyielding belief in yourself. Now, if that belief does go deep into hubris and egoism, it could tear you down because you lose the ability to self-evaluate. But if you could toe that line and get just close enough where you have firm belief, but you're considering, that's the sweet spot for success. And when the Tennessee Titans traded A.J. Brown in this draft, I think everyone was surprised. I was surprised. What? But what it showed was that Mike Vrabel, John Robinson, the GM, have deep-seated faith that they can rebuild by shipping off known commodities and bringing in these cheaper products and building them back to what they had. Now, will they? That's the key. I'm going to go over the drafts that John Robinson's had from 2016 to 2022, lay out all the pieces, and kind of add up all the sum of it to give us a clear vision of what the Titans have at this point in time. And should Titans fans be nervous? I'm sure they are. I mean, they went to the conference championship. I saw some of them on the comments boards. We went to the conference championship and lost. We won the conference, and then we got booted out in the first game. Forget it, I don't care. I understand. I'm a Dolphins fan. I haven't even gotten that far since like 1992. So I have a little bit harder road. But I understand. But from the outside looking in, this is just a very intriguing story. And I know a lot about Mike Vrabel. I always liked him as a player, really liked him as a coach. Last year, watching him beat the Bills and KC, just really coaching an amazing game, 2 games, had me even have more deep found respect for him. And I think that whatever this guy does, he's going to succeed. He's smart, he's tough, he's experienced, and I think he's got the right amount of humility. Now, John Robinson, the Titans GM, didn't know much about him. And then when I did this little thing here, I was impressed, but also a little troubled. And so for this moment in time, the next 2 seasons, and the 2020, 2021, and 2022 draft are going to make or break the Titans franchise, this current build, and the legacy of John Robinson. So let me go through, for Titans fans, maybe don't remember it all. For people who aren't Titans fans, it's a very interesting set of drafts here. Now, John Robinson came in 2016. He had 9 picks in 2016 draft. Got Jack Conklin in the first round, tackle. Big hit. He's with the Browns now, but still a stud. Second round, Kevin Dodd, linebacker, big miss. Austin Jackson in the second round, defensive interior lineman, big miss. But that second round, Derrick Henry was a knockout of the park. Star, absolute star. And the third round, Kevin Byard, the safety, another star. So 9 picks, 2 stars, and 1 excellent player. That's a winning draft. The misses in the second and the 2 second rounds, you're going to miss. You got to break some eggs to make an omelet. But let's lay it all out. 2017, 9 picks. Corey Davis in the first round, receiver. Had production, not a complete bust. Not like a Util Green or anything like that. But still, didn't reach the price tag for a first round pick. Then Adoree Jackson, a cornerback in the first round. Bust of the highest order. Barely even played and then moved on. And then the third round, Taiwan Taylor, receiver, another bust. Then Jonnu Smith in the third round, solid play, good player. Got a big contract from the Patriots, solid hit. Brown in the 5th round, produces, But that's a huge hit. 2 first-round picks that are a bust and a third-round pick. All 3 top picks except for Jonnu Smith. And Jonnu Smith was like, okay, that's a big miss. Big hit, big miss. 2018, Robinson does his best pick ever, and that's picking Vrabel. Goes to the draft with 4 picks, gets Rashaan Evans, first-round pick, big miss. Second round, Howard Landry, edge player, linebacker, big hit. Win, loss, draw. But it's a 2019 draft that blew my mind. I didn't know how good it was. I did not realize. And it's an all-world draft. It's one of the best drafts ever. Not the top best, but it's really, really good. I couldn't believe it. And this is the foundation for this franchise right now. And it should be the foundation for Titans fans having some level of faith that Robinson is going to take the 2020, 2021, and 2022 draft, and it's going to eventually come to fruition and take the team to another level. Not saying it's going to. But this draft, along with the first draft of 2016, should give you some level of confidence. Look at this draft. Jeffrey Simmons, first round, injured. A lot of people passed on. They took him, let him rehab, and now he's unbelievable. A monster, dominator. Not the best pass rusher, a little stiff, but this guy just treats people like ragdolls sometimes. Unbelievable to watch. Fun to watch in film, except when your team's the Dolphins and they get smashed. Then he comes back in the second round, A.J. Brown. Star. Third round, Nate Davis, the guard, who's a pretty good guard, right guard. Then he comes back, Amari Hooker, the other star safety, in the fourth round. Walker, the edge player, in the fifth round. He was a 1 miss. But then in the sixth round, David Long Jr. 6 picks, 5 hits, and 3 stars. That's very unbelievable. Fortunately, Robinson is a hit and then miss, hit and miss kind of guy. Comes back in 2020, Isaiah Wynn, the tackle. Mental problems or something, just utter disaster. And this pick, I think, has really hurt the franchise. And they've been trying to get past it. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can. But that was a big miss. Come back with Fulton in the second round of cornerback. First year, 2020, not much. 2021, with the beat-up secondary, he played pretty well. That's a tough position to develop. And this is a guy I think is a swing pick where he could really turn the resume of Robinson one direction or other. Still plenty of players after that, but if they can get a pretty good cornerback from that draft, it will really balance out that total miss on Wilson. So then he comes back in 2021 with 8 picks. Caleb Farley, ultra-talented cornerback. Injury history, unfortunately, caught up to him again in the pros. Terrible. I hate seeing that. But this guy and Fulton, 2 cornerbacks are essential players. If you get value out of your corner picks, big time. So these 2 guys, even if one of them comes out to be pretty good, still winning. But if both could really change, because Titans really struggled with their pass coverage. They had to play all kind of weird coverages to try to mask the deficiencies. Jackrabbit. Then the second round, they picked Dylan Raduns, guard tackle. People weren't sure what he'd play. And they did that to cover Wilson. Now, they got rid of Quisenberry this year, let him walk. Saffold, walk, 2 big players. And to me, Raduns he might be one of the biggest picks, swing picks for them. Because this offensive line, you go back and you look at the Titans game against the Bengals, and yeah, Tannehill threw those picks, but the offensive line only generated 1.1 yards before contact for the running backs. And that's not how this team wins. And that starts with the offensive line. Yes, throwing the football better would get them out of that bunch, the defense from bunching, but still you got to block because all year long they were bunching and they were still blocking. All offensive line's key. And Wilson's failure and Radden's being in there, Radden's has got to pan out. Year one. Offensive line takes a while. Ask my Miami Dolphins with Austin Jackson. Then you got Molden, the third-round cornerback. Showed something last year a little bit. But again, position that takes time. And then Dez Fitzpatrick, the receiver in the fourth round, 8 catches. He's the one who I really don't know. But the other 3, Caleb Farley, it's really an injury thing. That guy's going to be a player of some level if he can stay healthy. Radens, he showed something, but a long way to go. Key player. And Molden showed something. Oh, we got Molden, who used a third-round pick on Fulton, second-round pick on Caleb Farley in the first round. You got to get something that's a lot of picks on corners. If none of them pan out, it's a big void. But if it does, with Vrabel and his ability to coach with all that talent in the secondary. So then go to the 2022 draft. 9 picks. Trey Burks, the receiver in the first round. McCreary, the cornerback, another cornerback in the second round. Petit Freer, offensive tackle in the third round. Malik Willis in the third round. Haskins, the running back, in the fourth round. Connor Koa, the tight end in the fourth round. Phillips, wide receiver in the fifth. Jackson, the cornerback in the sixth. Campbell, the linebacker in the sixth. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 players that are in the process of evaluation with developing stories of which direction they're going to go. 14 players. That's 25% of a roster. That's mind-blowing. Now, obviously, not all these guys are going to pan out, but if you can get 6 or 7 players out of this, along with all the other players, this Titans team can take that next step. But is John Robinson, his belief in himself, delusional? Is he drinking his own Kool-Aid? Or has he got the right stuff? You look, 6 drafts, 7 including the 22, but you don't count that. But the 6 drafts that we've seen already so far with players on the field, you got 9 good players out of those drafts and 6 stars, Pro Bowl players practically. You got 7 misses, though, in the first 3 rounds. You're definitely in this direction with the good. I mean, the list of stars that you got definitely offsets the loss, but there's a lot of losses there. And with the rest of these picks, how they play out or this. And it's going to be one or the other, I think. And you look, over the last couple of years, his first round picks, 2 wins, 4 losses. Second round pick, 3 wins, 2 losses. Third round picks, 3 wins and 1 loss. Seems to have a good idea with the third round picks. Malik Willis and Petit Freer are your third round picks from 2022. Nobody's more valuable than Willis. But Freer's another guy because of the style you're building. Should have some confidence. I didn't realize how good those first couple of drafts were. I also didn't realize how uncertain the last couple were. But the development of these players, Robinson's selections, is going to make or break this franchise and his resume. I think fans should have some tentative hope. His resume so far has been at least 50-50, with 14 players in development from these drafts, not including everything else. Even if you had 45% or 40% of these guys develop, that would be a win for you guys. So Titans fans, I know. It hurts. You don't want to believe. And it's easier for me on the outside looking in to be dispassionate about it. But this story is very exciting. And there's real opportunity for amazing success. And they're going to need it considering how tough this AFC is and how tough it's going to be for a while. But Malik Willis, that's a nice roll of the dice. All those corners, 4 corners that you spent top picks on, 1 or 2 of those guys develop and look out. You got 2 tackles in development. To me, I think there's reason for hope. It's going to be this year and next year where we really get it, figure it out. Maybe the 3rd year because of Willis. But I'd be excited if I'm Titans fans. I think there's a real opportunity here for you guys to rise like the Phoenix again. Anyway, plan on covering you guys. I meant to cover you this year. You lost to the Bengals. I want to cover the postseason. I was expecting it. I'm really intrigued by your team. Robinson and the situations made me more intrigued. Covered the Bills last year. I'm a Dolphins guy, but I like to cover all the teams. Bengals, Titans, Bills, Dolphins. These are the teams I'm kind of focusing on, but I'm looking to stretch out to some other teams as well. Really trying to get more into it. But I'm planning on really covering you guys because this is such an intriguing story. It could be amazing. Could not. But anyway, that's how it goes in the NFL. Anyways, Kurt saying thanks for staying to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe. Comments mean the most. Trying to learn your team. Last year when I did the Bills, I asked a lot of questions, comments, trying to get myself oriented to prepare to cover you guys. Just watched the divisional round game. Going to go back and watch some more tape of you guys. But anything you guys got to say is really will help me provide you with better content going forward. Subscribes and likes and views help us with the Google overlords and keep us in business and makes my sponsors happy, which keeps me in business, and I like that too. I like getting paid to study football. Pretty much a dream. Anyways, Kurt saying thanks for staying to the end. Catch you next time, and be well. Bookies can earn hundreds to thousands of dollars from booking action with aceperhead.com.